Hello, hello, my beautiful Pisces. Welcome in. If you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. I haven't done a reading for Pisces in a long time because they didn't really get that many views. But today, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because there's a new moon in Pisces tomorrow or what the reason is that my guides just led me to do a Pisces reading. And so I want to just say a couple things about St. Patrick's Day because as I am filming this, it is March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. I often look up these holidays and then I forget. The next year I forget what I looked up. But St. Patrick brought Christianity to Ireland and he died on March 17th, which is why that's the feast day of St. Patrick. He used a three-leaf shamrock to explain Christianity and the Holy Trinity, explaining that God is one of three, right? He also created the Celtic cross by laying a sun over where the cross crosses, the Holy Cross crosses, and that's now known as the Celtic cross. The first St. Patrick's Day parade was actually in St. Augustine, Florida, here in America. So I thought those were some fun facts about St. Patrick's Day that I would just throw out there for you. Please do remember this is a collective reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates for you and leave the rest. All right, so I pulled an oracle card from the Saints and Mystics deck, probably because this is a Saints Day, right, if you're Catholic. I'm not Catholic, but obviously everybody knows when these saint days are there, St. Valentine, St. Patrick, and all the others. And I'm going to pull from this tarot deck, which is my Forest Oracle because of the green, beautiful green edges. Okay, so let's begin. So Saints and Mystics Oracle cards. You received Saint Sebastian, resilience. Resilience. And you see how he's wounded there because they tried to kill him. This is card number 16. 16 pairs down to a 7, which is reflection. Thinking about your actions, your thoughts, anything that you've already done, just reviewing that. Saint Sebastian is the patron saint of wounded, healers, and athletes. Feast day is January 20th. In 288 AD, Saint Sebastian, a Roman soldier who served the Emperor Diocletian, secretly visited the prisoners of war in the city's jail, where he conducted healings to the ailing and influenced many pagans towards the path of Christianity through his supernatural miracles. Legends tell that Sebastian and the emperor were in fact secret lovers, and Diocletian mistook Sebastian's actions as an act of betrayal, and they ordered Sebastian's death. Sebastian was bound to a tree, shot with arrows, and left to die. However, he regained his strength and actively took pursuit against the hatred done by him, telling others of his story and plight. Sebastian channels a remarkable sense of divine strength when facing and working through difficult or brutal situations, moving through suddenly yet ever so subtly. So if you are indeed wounded, and I happen to know a Pisces that is, this Saint Sebastian will be by your side helping you get through this, right? So the invocation is an arrow once, an arrow once, an arrow thrice. This challenge will not defeat me twice. Saint Sebastian stands ahead. In essence of love, I rise again. So remember the strength of Saint Sebastian and how he overcame his oppressors and he helped heal the sick and wounded. I love that. And then from my little Divine Doors deck, excuse me, all these cards in the deck have a different door. This is a big, huge door. I think it's a famous door, but I can't think of where it is at the moment. But the message is a distant kiss in a prayer flag. I wish of all wishes that you were here. Through sunlight and rain, I need you near. Someone is missing you, Pisces. Someone is missing you. And then from my beautiful Forest Oracle deck. You see that little fawn sleeping in the woods, all the animals around. Such a cute deck. You have the card Retreat. Spoil yourself in the morning mist. Breathe in nature's sweet scents. So, time of healing, right? That goes right along with the Saint Sebastian message about healing, retreating, healing your body. Somebody is missing you, my beautiful Pisceans. Okay, now we're going to move on to the tarot portion, and I'll read your animal oracle at the end. You can already see there that you have a puma. Pumas are really fast runners. I don't think they're as fast as a cheetah, but they are fast nonetheless. And that card is number 24, which is a 6. Sixes represent harmony. Harmony. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to add to these oracle messages for you. Let's see. Now, please do me a favor and like the video so it can get going around YouTube. I would love to start doing Pisces readings on the regular again, but it is a lot of effort to put in when it only gets one. I think I may have had a Pisces video that got 0 views. I don't know. I do have playlists for every single sign. So if you want to look back at what I said, you know, last year or last month or whatever, whenever the last time I did a Pisces reading was, you can go to the playlist and find all those readings there. I always put them in. Okay, so Hanging Man, that's good. Accepting yourself. The Star, hopes, dreams, and wishes fulfilled. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, we can't really fulfill our hopes, dreams, and wishes if we're not being who we truly are. 3 of Swords, that is some sort of a verbal disagreement or verbal discontent. Remember, it could be a talk, a text, an email, or even something written. Oh, the Empress. Yes, the Empress. Birther of all things. New ideas, new creative projects. The Empress is Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, Mother Nature, and she is the creator of all things. If you have an idea about something that you want to do, the Empress is who you would call on to help you do that. 3s are creation and collaboration. You have the 3 of Swords, and the Empress is also a 3. So 3s being an important number for you right now, my beautiful Pisces. So let's see. And I will pick up all these cards each one by one and show them to you and explain them to you. Just looking for 2 more cards, Spirit. Looking for 2 more cards. And Pisces in general are typically a very happy sign. They are a very soft, romantic, nurturing sign. And I feel a lot of happiness coming through this reading right now. That's just the energy that I feel. Of course, springtime makes a lot of people happy because if you live in a climate where I live, the snow is melting and winter is going. All right, they gave you a bonus card, so we'll look at that after. All right, hold on. I got to pause this so I can blow my nose. Hold on. Sorry about that. I had a cold for about a week, and I'm still recovering from that. Okay, so let's see. So the Hanging Man is a message of accepting yourself as you are. He is hanging there with his arms loose, one leg up, and he doesn't care, he or she. They don't care what people think of them. They're just like, this is me, this is who I am. You know, you don't have to like me, right? Because what other people think of us is none of our business, right? That's a good saying. I like that. The other message about the Hanging Man is seeing things in a different perspective. So think, if there's something in your life that's been giving you trouble or bothering you, or somebody that you don't understand, try to see it from a different perspective, maybe from their perspective. When you're hanging upside down, everything looks different. Then you have the Star card. Star card does represent Aquarius, but it also represents your hopes, dreams, and wishes. And this is card number 17. How fitting. This is March 17th, right? I love it. But you see that big, beautiful star there right in the middle of the forest, all lit up, all the greenery around it. It's a beautiful card. So this is, it's for you to remember that your hopes, dreams, and wishes can and will be fulfilled, right? Um, a lot of times we also forget that our guides know what's best for us. And sometimes, no matter how hard we want something, it doesn't come to us because that's not in our best interest. So we have to be sort of open and accepting to how things sort of roll out in our life. And challenges always make us stronger, right? And then you have the Three of Swords. So you see there's a heart there with a beautiful flame inside. There are some swords going through it, but the heart is not broken, right? So this is some sort of challenge that you've had either in a conversation or a disagreement or an argument, but all those swords can be pulled out because the heart is still intact. The key here, what Spirit is telling me, is don't dwell on that conversation, right? Just be able to move on. Either forgive that person or let them go, or whatever it is that you need to do with that three, because swords are all about communication. Threes are creation and collaboration. So you want to be able to be creative and collaborating with people and not arguing with them or butting heads constantly or standing your ground so firmly that they end up walking away from the project, right? And then you have this beautiful Empress, which is, as I said, another three. Look at her sitting on her throne in her beautiful green gown, all the lights around her, and her throne is magical, right? So as I said, she is the birther of all things. Do you have an idea, something you really want to do? You can call on the Empress to help you through that. This energy will motivate you to actually do that project, to do that, whatever that thing is that you've been wanting to do. It could be a class. It could be a business. It could be, well, it could be anything. It could be a project. Maybe you want to repaint your room. I don't know. It could be anything. But whatever it is that you've been thinking about doing, the Empress is here to tell you, yeah, go ahead, do it. And she will motivate you. Then you have the Page of Wands. Pages are messengers. They are innocents. They are childlike. They see the world with wonder. But sometimes they need a little more studying, a little more education before they can move on. But wands are very fast acting, and they're also action and passion. So this page is wanting to move on and do something, but he may need to, before he takes off, right, he may need to do a little more research. And this could tie right in with that Empress message about if there's a project or something that you've been wanting to do, excuse me, you may want to do a little more research before you start it. And then you have, excuse me, I don't know why my throat is doing this. My throat was fine before I started doing readings, but sometimes this happens when I'm channeling. My throat just kind of gets a little backed up. So then you have this Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. She is in charge of her money, her finances, her businesses, everything. She has mastered the art of budgeting, let's say, right? And when you get this card, it's a reminder to think about, let me take a sip of coffee. I'm so sorry. It's a reminder to think about your financial situation, get your budgeting under control, be creative with your budget and how you can spread your money a little bit more, how you can make it last. And this could also, I can't believe this, sorry guys. This could also tie into this idea, right? This Queen of Pentacles, because this is all about your material, your home, your car, your money, your savings, your investments, all of those things. But she has mastered it, right? So that could tie right in to that message about your idea of something that you want to do. And then Pisces, your bonus card is the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords can be read in many ways. One is winning at all costs, right? They don't look happy there. The other one is taking what you can from the conversation, because remember, swords are communication, and walking away. This can also be the arguments that you have in your own mind, in your own thought process, like, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. This doesn't work. It can be those types of inner conversations. But fives are change. So no matter which way it is, change is needed when it comes to this communication here. Now, this could also be tied into the Three of Swords, right? Which we said could be an argument or a disagreement. It may be time to let that go. See, he's just going to take his two swords and walk away. He's okay not winning that. Because if you go in to win something at all costs, you could end up the loser, right? And you see this bright white light is shining right down on his head. He's going to go ahead and let it go, all right? And then your animal oracle is the puma. Beautiful golden puma. 24/6, harmony. Be strong and agile and react promptly. React promptly. So what they're saying is, if somebody says to you, you need to do A, B, C, X, Y, Z, whatever, don't sit there and think about it and hem and haw about it. If you have an idea about something you want to try, act on it promptly, right? Be strong, be agile. And for my Pisces friend who is recovering from surgery, be strong, be agile, right? Do what you need to do to get that recovery done quicker. All right, so let's recap. Remembering Saint Sebastian, right? Resilience. You are resilient, my beautiful Pisceans. Somebody is missing you. Retreat and spoil yourself, right? Yes. Take time to heal. Remember the hanging man. Seeing it from a different perspective or being comfortable with who you are. If other people don't like it, too bad. The Star card. Hopes, dreams, and wishes fulfilled. Those Swords cards, the conversation that you want to be softer with maybe and walk away from and not let it turn into a full-blown loss of a friendship or what have you. The Empress, birthing your new ideas. The Page of Wands, getting the most information that you can before you move ahead. It could be in your recovery. It could be in a new project you want to do. But whatever it is, make sure you have all the information correct. And that Queen of Pentacles leading you in your money situations, your material situations, living situations, cars, homes, businesses, all of that. She is the leader. So that's here as a positive message about your home, your car, your money, etc. Okay, Pisces, I hope you've enjoyed this reading as much as I have enjoyed doing it for you. Peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.